I'm going to go through an overview of this add lat long flow here. I'm going to go over what our inputs are, what the different facets do, what the aim of the flow is, and finally what we export out. So first we import a mapping that takes a postal code and a latitude and a longitude. And then here we have a custom facet, which is going to be a web scraper. In the next video, I'll go over how to build and create this web scraper from scratch in order to download this as input data. As you can see, this facet takes in an argument, which is some code. I will, like I said, go over how to retrieve this code in the next part of the video. Then we're going to use this join facet here to essentially join the lat long and the housing data that we're getting from the web scraper on the postal code column here. And then we're going to select which columns we want. So in this case, we'll take the longitude, the latitude, the postal code, the zip name, the state code, as well as the price of the houses. And then finally, before we export and get our nice clean stitch data, we want to drop missing values, as that will make it easier for us to analyze the data and build on top of this data set using models, predictions, etc. So we run the flow and it runs, and let's quickly take a look at what the output data is. It's called stitched housing, so let's go over to data sets, and stitched housing looks like this. So we have the state code, which is Massachusetts, since we are looking at only houses in Massachusetts, latitude, longitude, postal code, the zip name, and then the average listing price. For a little bit of reference, our original data from the web scraper looked like this. So similarly, we see the postal code and the zip name. It had a lot of other attributes, but we only selected the average selling price to take a look at for our target column. And then what we can do with this stitched housing data, since we have latitude and longitude, is create a nice plot here which shows all of our points and where they're located on the map using that longitude and the latitude. So this way we can see where our data points are. We can change our clustering radius. If we zoom out, we see that due to the radius, the numbers are changed. As we zoom in, we can get a more refined look at what is going on. If we wanted to, say, add a filter of, say, we want to look at the average listing price, we can see that we can add some labels to this and make it even more informative. This is a really nice way to visualize sort of what is happening here. We want to take a look at the mean price. We can see, okay, clearly the mean price is pretty high over here, and that makes sense. These are two homes on the island of Nantucket, which are going to be more expensive than some of these houses in the suburbs of Massachusetts in the greater Boston area. In the next video, I'm going to cover sort of how to recreate all of this, as well as create the map and create the web scraper. So please take a look at that next video for a more in-depth, detailed view of how this is all built.